was the day when we were going to promise our lives to each other. I walked with him hand in hand towards the balcony. We sat on a bench, letting the moon light us in the dark. He asked me what I was up to, if I had any surprise for him. I nodded with a smile and whispered to him to close his eyes. He didn't ask me why and closed his eyes. Just after him, I closed mine as well, so that I don't get nervous while speaking. I coughed and cleared my throat, and then started speaking in my most melodious voice. Don't say sorry. I started reciting a poem I just wrote. Promise me you won't. He opened his eyes widely, as if surprised by my words. You don't need to apologize. No, just don't. I smiled and opened my eyes too, to see him already staring at me. I promise that I won't be a bad influence in your life. He continued. I promise you this, under the sky of the moonlit night. I looked at the moon, and then back at his face, which was shining like his blonde hair. The secret will remain untold, that we are together, here. I won't let anybody know about this, so you don't have to worry or fear. I ended my poem right there and leaned towards him. And I want you to promise me this thing too, he said all of a sudden. It felt as if he was continuing my poem. That you'll never break our promises. He took a breath and said, promise to never leave me alone, and I'll fulfill our wishes. I was amazed by his words. It's so wonderful how you thought about this. To write me a promise poem, I see. Do you promise to always stay honest, without lying, and would you believe in me? He winked and reached for my hand. I blushed. I knew just what I had to do. I held his hand. That seemed to be the right thing to do at that moment. Then we both stood up. He wrapped his arms around my waist, and I put mine on his shoulders. We gazed into each other's eyes. It felt so magical to look into his emerald eyes. I could see his hair being touched by the breeze. He was gorgeous, and that's exactly what he made me feel like. We were lost in each other's eyes, and neither of us wanted the moment to come to an end. Then he leaned towards me and gave me a kiss, even before I could say, I promise.